Hallo und einen wunderschönen guten Tag und herzlich willkommen zurück im Büro. Wir machen hier natürlich heute weiter mit diesem wunderschönen Spiel und ich weiß nicht, wie... Ich meine, das hat 15 Euro oder so gekostet. Für den Preis glaube ich nicht, dass das gerade schon das Ende war, um ehrlich zu sein.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, bis jetzt wirkt doch alles wieder relativ normal, oder? Ja.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, wir gehen mal wieder durch die linke.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other co-workers. Recent co-workers for not supporting you. Oh Gott, okay.
Oh no.
Doch, ich will aber. Ich will hier sein.
I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Frag mal Boris Becker, was schon alles in Besenkammern passiert ist. Der kann dir da eine Geschichte zu erzählen. Die läuft jetzt sogar auf dem Laufsteg rum. Nö, ich sehe das nicht ein. Leute, ich mach das nicht mehr weiter. Das treibt einen ja in den Wahnsinn. Ich habe Teile meines alten Lebens schon komplett vergessen. Ich habe mich vorhin von meinem Stuhl umgedreht und dachte, wer bin ich eigentlich? Was mache ich hier und wo will ich überhaupt hin? Am Ende des Tages. Weiß es doch niemand. Wozu machen wir das? Warum? Ich meine, ne? Es ist... Ach Gott. Wir müssen ja irgendwie weitermachen, sonst wird das ja nichts. So, diesmal gehen wir nach oben.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ja, jetzt gehen wir mal ins Boss-Office. Oh, was ist denn hier, Alter? Pompös, hä? Alter, der Daus, guck dir das mal. Was ist das? To be rich. Is it a crime? To commit crimes. Isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Ja. Man kann also reich und ein Arschloch sein. Oder was soll das bedeuten? Hallo? Oh mein Gott, was ist denn das für ein Bild? Da bedroht jemand einen Panda mit einer Pistole. Was ist das? Wieso? Was zur Hölle ist das? Business-Strategie. Oh Gott. No. Nein. Nein, das ist doch fies. Leute. Das macht man nicht. Wieso? Nein. Warum gucke ich mir das eigentlich so lange an? Da ist ein Lift. Kann ich hier reingehen, ohne dass die Tür zufällt?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Welches Geheimnis verbergen die? Okay, da ist ein Lift. Hier geht's irgendwie ins Dunkel, aber... Ich sehe halt gar nichts, ne? Irgendwie ist hier nichts. Okay, nicht, dass wir noch Ärger bekommen.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him?
Ja, warum?
This question would not go
Das ist bei uns allen so. Huch, Alter. Beruhigen Sie sich bitte, Herr Fahrstuhl. Dankeschön.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
914 soll ich anrufen. 914, 914, Light is on. Escape, Mind Control Facility. Irgendwie interessiert mich schon, was hier drin ist.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Naja, das sind die... Da oben waren wir jetzt schon ein paar Mal. Nochmal drücken? Nö. Dann gehen wir erstmal hier lang. Ich meine, das ist auch kein schlechter Arbeitsplatz hier. Aber ich kann mir vorstellen, dass es ein bisschen zugig wird, ne?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Welcher war ich denn da irgendwo, oder? Ich weiß nicht mehr, welche Nummer ich habe. Moment, da ist das Bossbüro. Da steht irgendwie... Oder war ich 473? 473? Das da bin ich... Oder 48? Ich bin verwirrt. Ich weiß es doch nicht mehr. Ich habe alles vergessen. Ich weiß nicht mehr, wer ich bin. Das sind doch einfach nur random Bilder. Niemand ist hier. Bin allein. Vielleicht hat nie irgendein Mitarbeiter existiert.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Vielleicht. Ich weiß es doch auch nicht.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Wollte ich das? Ich weiß nicht, ob ich das will. Vielleicht kann ich das ja für mich irgendwie nutzen. 5. Da oben ist noch was. Mind controls idle. Okay.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Wollte ich das?
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Doch.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself? Is that what you wanted? Control? Stanley. I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
Ich weiß es
More
doch
time
nicht.
to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Ja.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to
Weiß
see
doch nicht,
it
was ich
go.
machen soll.
But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Ja.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge.
Okay.
It's a tragedy. You wanted to control
Ich hab
this
keine
world,
Ahnung.
That's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
427, bin ich das?
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your
God.
individual life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Was ist passiert? Oh nein. Oh, ich weiß nicht, ob das Ding mit der Bombe nicht vielleicht viel cooler gewesen wäre am Ende.
Stanley had never
Hi.
seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, die Lounge. Die Lounge.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
Oh, ich weiß nicht, hier fühle ich mich irgendwie wohl und entspannt und...
And so personally to Stanley. Its grace, its subtle charm.
Ja,
No.
irgendwie ein bisschen von
Stanley
allem.
knew it was something deeper, something darker. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room.
Ich halte sie nicht mehr aus.
Open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Ja, vielleicht.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Was geht hier ab, Leute? Jetzt mal echt, was ist hier los?
Now listen carefully. This
Oh,
is
bunte
important.
Türen diesmal.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Er öffnet doch aber wieder beide. Er öffnet beide. Ich gehe durch die blaue.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley
Wow,
walked
okay.
through the red door.
Nein. Nein, nein, nein.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there?
Ja.
Find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Okay, ja.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Worldwide Leaderboards. Zeig mal. Wo bin ich denn? Stanley, this is you. Oh Mann. Geh nochmal hier rein.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Ja, geht so.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
Okay.
I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure
4
to keep notes on your
Stunden.
experience.
Oh Gott, das ist ja... Oh Gott, ist das laut. Muss das Geräusch so laut sein?
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Ja.
Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Hä?
Ah, fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
Weiß ich nicht, ist das
Well, it
dieses
seems obvious to
Firewatch-Spiel?
me that you are meant to play as a creepy man, spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
Vielleicht.
Yes,
Klingt aber gar
that
nicht so
must
schlecht.
What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Sieht ein bisschen aus wie... Naja, könnte alles sein. Naja, Leute, ich bedanke mich an dieser Stelle. Wie immer recht herzlich fürs Zusehen. Wir machen hier erstmal eine Pause. Und wenn ihr Lust habt, dann sehen wir uns in der nächsten Episode wieder. Ich wünsche euch allen da draußen einen wunderschönen und erfolgreichen und merkwürdigen Creepy Tower freien Tag. Und ja, ne, wenn ihr Bock habt, dann bis zum nächsten Mal. Wiedersehen, reingehauen und ciao mit Au.